What's going on, everybody? TG here, back with another video. Another rough day in the market. All the indices getting hit pretty hard today. If we go ahead and look at the Dow barely fell about 144 points, but the Nasdaq got absolutely rocked, down 1.7%. Mainly towards the end of the day, if we notice, right about 3010, it dropped almost an entire percent in a very short amount of time, and obviously my positions got rocked. I don't think I'm actually down this much. I think a lot of it are spreads if we look at it and go down towards the end. A lot of these are just big spreads. Obviously, long-term spreads do not move that much. They kind of just jumped up all really at the end of the day. So we're obviously not down as much as it says, but it is still a pretty big loss for the day, mainly coming from the Amazon ones, since obviously, as we know, we're big on Amazon. These are really only going for about 970 because I put in for one for 975 to buy. I couldn't even get that to go through. We eventually got 971 to go through about 20 minutes ago, right before the close. So like I said, it's a spread issue, but obviously, it adds up. That's 1,700 bucks there. Like I said, we had another 400 bucks in the other thing. We locked in some losses on closer ones to roll out even farther. Same thing with Nvidia and Alibaba as well. I want to add some more to Alibaba very soon, if it continues to drop, because as you know, I really like Alibaba. I think it's one of the best companies there is, and I think it's going to continue to thrive and thrive. So obviously, like I said, just loading up on the dips, doing what we can to do, and making profits. So we did that. We also added a lot of Palantir Technologies today. PLTR, we got 7 of those Leap credit spreads saying it's going to stay above $20 a share by next year. We got paid pretty well as well. $911 to risk $1,750. That's a pretty good return on investment right there. And I think it'll pay off because I don't see pounds here dropping under $20. We also did one on an EV charging station that got absolutely rocked today. CLII, as you guys know about that one. We did not match. We only got $535 in credit for about $1,000 worth, about $1,000 worth. So we got about 53% return on investment, saying it'll stay above 12.5 by next year. I think that's pretty safe to say. But that took a hit today, and that is down a lot for the month, about 28%. But it's still up for the 3 month when it opened at around $10. So making plays today, just doing what we got to do. The calls you sold on Apple are actually finally green now. We're only up about 70 bucks on them. But I mean, I'm assuming these are just going to expire worthless because it's a 129 call and it's only at 125 right now. So obviously, if we could have got the high yesterday, that would have been perfect. We would have made so much more, but we got like the low of yesterday. So, one of those things. But overall, obviously, a pretty bad day in the market. We're having a brutal month, down about 32% in the account. So we're just struggling to find our way getting back, especially since the fact that we were up, huge, up 34,000, and now we're down 4,000. So it's been rough. We're still just trying to get back to how we were, but it's just one of those things. Sometimes it sucks. You have one bad week and you could lose it all, and that's exactly what kind of happened to us recently. So, anyways, I think we're gonna recover. Like I said, we're playing the more long-term game, and I think that's obviously the safer one, especially with this uncertainty in the market. It's incredible. I mean, the VIX just really spiked up at the end of the day. I mean, it was kind of controlled all day, and then you hit about 3 o'clock, and then bam, it just absolutely shoots up out of nowhere. So, like I said, just one of those things that happens. But more uncertainty in the market. It's incredible, but I think it's a great buying opportunity. I really do. I think this is a great buying opportunity, and those who buy Amazon under 3,100 are going to be rewarded very well. I think people that are buying Nvidia and Apple and all the good quality stocks, quality, and that's the biggest, most important thing is quality. You really want to buy quality in this time because you don't know what's going to happen, but that companies that are of quality and high quality are going to do well over time, and that's just the way it is. That's the way it always has been. You can obviously make a much bigger return on some of these spec companies. And I'm taking a couple of spec companies. This climate change company, it's complete spec. But I do believe that, in a year, even if it stays the same, it's not going to drop as significant. as $12.50 a share. So like I said, we're just trying to get paid in every way we can. We're willing to be patient to get paid, and I think that's a very important thing. So like I said, it's all about the put credit spreads and all of that, and I think it's going to pay off big. Definitely watch the VIX because this is going to really gauge, what's going to happen. But obviously the VIX is up a lot recently, up about 25%, and that's a lot. I mean, that is a lot for the VIX. We've seen multiple spikes up, and when the VIX spikes up, usually a crash comes as well. So it's something to gauge. I mean, we look at this October 28th. We go back here in the Nasdaq. We look at October 28th, and you can kind of gauge that. Oh, like right here, it's sitting pretty, and bam, a 5% drop right there in that little bit amount of time. And that's happened multiple times this year. We look at September as well. If we look at the VIX in September, same thing happened. Right here in where is September, June, September. Right about here, VIX is sitting here. Boom! All of a sudden, VIX shoots up 46%, and then bam, things drop. So the VIX is a good way to indicate people selling. A lot of fear in this market. A lot of people scared. People scared to make money, scared to go long term, scared to be bullish. But usually they lose in the end. Those people that just panic sell and go short the market. I mean, it doesn't really work going short the market. Maybe for temporary, but long term you're going to lose on that. You look at this SPY long term, and there's opportunities to make money. Obviously the crash of 2020, you could have made a lot of money, but all this time you lose money long term shorting. So the bears, I get what they're trying to do for some companies, but when you short quality over time, you're going to lose that battle a lot. Like these companies are backed by earnings. I mean, the amount of people shorting Apple and stuff recently, it's kind of crazy. Seeing the numbers that they put out, and then people are going to short that. Like, are you really going to short a company like that? It's just crazy, and those people lose money a lot, and they will continue to over and over and over again. So, that's basically what this video is about. It's just about playing it safe, going more long term, because right now we are in some volatile market, and volatility can crush your options. Your short term, you can get crushed. You bought Apple calls yesterday, you lost a ton. So be warned about that. Be cognizant that stuff can happen. You can lose a fortune very, very fast in this market. And unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way with that. I lost a fortune in literally a week. 1 week, and we lost, from February 3rd down to February 23rd, or not even February 3rd, February 19th to February 3rd. It's incredible how much money you can lose. 40K, just like that. So, I don't know. I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I also want you guys to be cognizant of that. This is a very big reality that can happen. So, play it safe. Maybe roll your options out long term, because we don't know what's going to happen in the near term future. And you just don't want to get caught. You don't want to get caught on the other side of that. So yeah, you're going to make a lot less, obviously, and you're going to have to wait a little bit, but it's much safer, and it should work out in the end. My apologies. I'm extremely tired. I'm exhausted. It's been a very long day. But yeah, switch to quality. Like I said, PLTR is like kind of a risky play, but Nvidia's quality, Facebook's quality, Baba's quality, Amazon's quality, Apple's quality. We have those, and then of course you have a couple of spec plays, but even the spec plays are pretty safe. Palantir's staying above 20, and it's sitting at 24.66 right now, so 24.64. So it's a long way to drop. So different plays like that, just trying to make the smartest possible investments and not fall into the meme route of buying stocks on the pure hype and end up bag holding at the very top, like we've seen. We've seen a lot of people do that. They just they buy up here, and next thing they know, they're down 90%. So don't be that. Be smart, and stick to your gut. If you really believe that quality is where you should put your money, put it there. Don't get feared out and FOMO into something because other people are buying it, and you don't want to miss out on that. I mean, that's great. You might get a big pop, but you also might blow up your account on one play. It's just not worth it. You do long-term speaking, it's going to pay off pretty well. But that's really about it, guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time. If you like the video, like and subscribe. and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.